Okay, sorry while I click this present button. This is Jean Merritt. This is your team's theme coach. Um, Wanted to continue with what's going on. So now I've got an intro and our history of our team. Let's talk about specifically what your student will be doing, how we're organized as a team, and then some important dates that you'll need to have on the calendar. We talked before about how the team is structured like a tech company. We have different sub-teams. Our current active ones, we have our control systems that is involved in programming the robot. We have design and mechanical that work together to, when we get the game, they will design the robot and 3D model it, and then mechanical will be responsible for physically creating the robot and wiring it and adding all the sensors, and then turning it over to controls in order to program it. We have a marketing and creative departments that work together to get our sponsorships and our community outreach going, and also to make sure that our team branding, social media, websites look incredible, so we are presenting the most professional face of our team. This year we don't have a really operations department or a people department. Coming off of COVID, we noticed that we wanted to kind of build back up our student leadership without overwhelming our students. So right now we have different department leads. We do not have the C position, CEO or COO or CPO that we typically have, because we wanted the students to be able to concentrate on just building their groups back up, and we didn't want to burn students out. Okay. And with those groups, I already didn't work this, is that students are not locked into the group that they are. We want students cross-trained. Our students who know how multiple departments work tends to make us a more successful team. Meetings, we have about another month and a half of off-team meetings. It's Thursday nights that you're used to from 7 to 9 p.m. And then different sub-teams have been meeting the second Saturdays of the month from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Our off-season runs from September to December, and then again starting about May, June, July, and August. That's when we're talking off-season. We also have planning meetings the second Saturday of every month from 12 to 1. Everyone is invited. If your student has a lead position, they are expected to be there. And we usually meet at the LCCC at 2010 Haskell. Build season gets a lot more intense. Our build season starts January 8th and typically runs through February and March. Meetings are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7 to 9:30 p.m. However, we expect our rookies, we really only want them about half the time. We will have them pick 2 days when we can expect them to come. There's a couple different reasons for that. Then Saturdays, the team is working from 9 until 4 every Saturday, but we want students to sign up for shifts, or are they going to see them from 9 to 1 or 12 to 4. There is a lunch break with lunch provided by families between 12 and 1. That allows the two teams to talk to each other, as well as offer just some downtime for the students. Your coaches and mentors, we will spend a lot of time watching your students' mental health and their grades and seeing signs of exhaustion, but we also know you guys see a different side of your students than we do, since they're only with us for a few hours at a time. Help us watch your students' mental health, grades, and exhaustion levels. If they are starting to get wiped out, talk to us about it and let us know, because we will want them to recharge themselves. We don't want to have kids get sick or exhausted or have their grades start dropping and their academics start dropping. That is too important. Regional attendance. Regionals tend to run Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sometimes there's a little bit of load in Thursday night, depending on what's going on. Past fees generally ran between $100 and $150 to cover hotel rooms, transportation, the t-shirts that students will get, and then they would need to bring some pocket money for concessions, is generally kind of what to budget for. Dress code, what is mandatory? Black slacks, the team t-shirts, and like I said, their regional fee will provide them with 1 to 2 team t-shirts, and closed-toed shoes. Closed-toed shoes is a safety issue. They have to have closed-toed shoes. Students could also wear black skirts with opaque tights because we are up in the bleachers sitting, and so that also works for them. Attending regionals is very dependent on students' grade and their attendance in school. They've got to be a student in good standing. They have to be passing their classes. We do start looking at grades a couple of weeks into build season, and if we're noticing a concern, we will offer students tutoring before team meetings to try to help them bring up their grades. That's one of the jobs that I do have at LHS as a teacher, and so I can help students kind of get caught up on their work as well. Depending on what's going on, regional attendance could also be dependent on build season team attendance, as well as behavior expectations with the students, because there's a lot of responsibility we expect students to take on when they go to regionals. They have very important jobs, so we want to make sure that they are ready to go for that. Important dates to have on your calendar. We've already had a Cowtown. I hope your students talked to you about it and how awesome it was. Next important date coming up is December 10th and 11th. We are hosting an FLL tournament, which is middle school robotics. It is fantastic. It's at LHS, but we need all students to help with that. That's a requirement to be a part of the team, is that they're helping with that tournament. And then we also need a lot of parent volunteers to help pull off a very successful tournament. And that could be helping set up rooms, carrying in equipment, as well as potentially being judges, which if you're a judge, it's okay, we train you, and it is so fun and so rewarding to be a judge. Next date to have in your calendar is January 8th. That's kickoff at the LCC. That is when First releases their game. So we watch the video together. We start planning and strategizing and figuring out what we're going to do. But that starts our build season, is that January 8th time. We are confirmed for the Heartland Regional. Really, the main days for students would be the 18th, the 19th, and 20th. And due to COVID restrictions, we will be taking a bus to and from each day rather than staying in hotels this year, just to make sure that we were ready to go. Also, it's nice because it is only about 45 minutes to an hour away. We would love to have families come and see your students compete. It's incredible. And then fingers crossed, champions would be in Houston this year. So if you want to, this is, like I said, these are how the team season works, dates, and how team meetings roll.